letting go and why it's so hard. As I'm discovering it myself, it's just like allowing for things to just be. And I'm trying to make that abstract. I can only name it as with tension in my body. I know that my right side of my body is a little bit tighter than usual, and I can feel it after doing all this work, all this, inner work I've been doing. And now I'm able to get to the point where I know that I'm squeezing my right side of my body, and now it's allowed me to let go. So yeah, I'm hoping that we can explain that, do some painting, and still try to learn something. Still new at this, and I'm gonna keep creating and try to be as real as I can with you guys. And yeah, so painted this bad boy this time. I like white borders like this. I think as an artist tip, maybe this isn't a tip, maybe this is just something I personally like. Whenever I see something white, I have this craziest urge to just draw all over it. It is dangerous to give me something white. Let's just say that. I don't think there's been a day that I haven't stained one of my white shirts. Yeah, this is all. Let's start coloring. Last week we did like a legitimate body. I don't want to do like a body every single time. I think that's just kind of boring, right? I use a form of something called body mapping, get my frustrations out, but you don't always have to draw a body. And the simplest way I can explain this is body mapping is basically, imagine you laid down on the floor and someone mapped out your body, and then you picked it back up, and you feeling my body at the same time, and different fluctuations. But I digress. Now I forgot what I was saying. He'll come back. It's okay. Okay. Body mapping. Okay. This is a personal development tip. You draw your body out on a piece of paper and put that paper back up, and then you kind of go throughout the body, feeling where certain areas are feeling. If you're feeling happy, you draw, that body happy. If you're feeling sad, you draw something sad on it. If you're feeling angry, you draw something angry. And usually what you'll see is that when you're doing that, you are getting that feeling in that certain location on your body, and you can work through that, finding like the letting go of that, sometimes ailments and sometimes just stuck energy. And that was my description. Now let's color some things and see where it takes us. I want to try something. I want to test something. Basically, they always say, oh, draw a body, but I don't always want to draw a body, right? I do have my characters, and they are a form of my body split between 8 different characters, right? But I also don't want to do that. I don't want to get lazy and complacent, so one day I forget how my body feels. So I always try to test myself and push myself to be like, if I was hands, right? So this is one hand. Somehow I am going to get my whole body on this, and different parts of my hand, on this drawing in this hand, are going to be parts of my body, right? So instead of a body shape, arms, legs, head, I'm going to use this just to test myself. Like, this is, now we are switching gears and now we are playing. So okay, now I'm going to draw the second hand, and now this is just going to be like just a drawing. I can try to tap into my fingers, but sometimes it's like good to just go with flow. Right? The more you are in flow, the better off you'll be. This is a spiritual tip. No, sorry, personal development tip. Easy on that word, right? Once again, I brain farted. But we're just having fun, right? Okay, great. Now, I have to start. So, did you see these hands, right? Let me show the camera. So you see these hands, right? You can totally see that shit. And somehow, I have to get the feelings on my body from head to toe in this hand somehow. And I'll use colors. I'll use different materials, right? I use my Poscas. I use my oil pastels, my markers, whatever it is. Tend to be top dog for me. Okay, so we're gonna start at the feet, right? Really, this is the bottom of the hands, so I will go over the feet. I hope to God this is recording, man. Like I said, at the last minute, of course, there was a technical error, and I was like, oh no. So my audio may not be going through iPhone recordings. We'll find out. Cool. Let me stand back. As an artist, I just like standing back and seeing the bigger picture. Art tip. Okay, so right away, I felt it in the palm of my hands, when I was looking at this whole thing, but that's the thing. I'm trying to feel my whole body in this picture. So we're gonna try. We're gonna get this. But I do feel a lot of energy in my hands. And what you'll do is like fill in the little parts. That's Boogie. So what do my fingernails? I mean, see, now I'm starting on my like toes. Sorry, I'm like trying to work things through. I'm trying to feel what the bottom of my feet feel right now. So we'll start there, right? What does, in the context of drawing, what do my feet feel like? And it's funny because every time I do draw my feet, I tend to be like, it almost feels like I'm standing in a puddle. Because what I saw, and like I said, I'm really good at finding patterns. So what I'm finding is that every time I do draw the bottom of my feet, it always seems to be in like some type of puddle. Not a deep puddle, but just like a puddle that goes right up to the bottom of my feet. Almost like you're ever standing on shore and you feel the water, like you're not in the water, but you're just standing there feeling the water going in and out. That's what it feels like. Cool. That's my resemblance of water. And it does not be perfect. Like, you know, you gotta, when it comes to this, like you gotta really ask just like, okay, well, how do my feet feel? And start with something simple. Just be like, do my feet feel sad? No. Okay, great. Do my feet feel happy? Yes. Great. Okay, just start with those two emotions alone, like, will get you far enough. And then you just, like I said, you draw what happiness would feel on your feet. And this is it. It's like that, standing in like a little puddle. There's barely, you know, those are my ripples, upwards and onwards, right? Now I start moving up my feet, and now I'm in the shins. And the shins, right about here. The great part about this is like you never know where it's gonna go. So me as an artist, I'm entertaining myself first and foremost. It's like I never know where this is gonna go, and that's what excites me. I'm like, okay, awesome. Like I'm trying to also teach you the benefit of, you know, what happens when you are connected with your inner body. I'm also entertaining myself. So now I'm at my knees, right? Everybody sometimes has problems with their knees, and this is a good example. As like you could just ask yourself like, okay, what do my knees feel like my kneecaps feel like, right? Excuse me, my eye edges. And there is a lot of anger in there. So now you say, okay, great, I feel like heat almost around my knees. Now draw that. What does heat look like in your eyes, right? What does it look like? You know, and just try to get it, you know, it's also trying to get your frustration out, like. That's it for one leg, and now to do the other leg. Oh. It's just like that warmth, right? Like that's me working through my pain, right? That's all it takes right here. And look at that, right? The knees, right? What is, you know, I'm telling you the most simplest way to like get closer to who you are, right? You need to remember that you are human. You have limitations. That's what boundaries are for, and you know, being able to say no. Right? You're not immortal. You're gonna die one day. So don't work yourself into the ground. And then you also have, you know, the other aspect of things, your energy, and you're a ball of energy, and you have all these magical powers, and you're just a ball of light, right? So you gotta play both sides, yo. So knees, here, great, awesome. In the thighs, I think I'm just gonna color blue. You know, let's you know, and if you have to ask yourself out loud, just ask yourself, you know. It's like, okay, what do my thighs feel like, right? And it almost says like bubbly. It may not feel like that tomorrow, but right here, right now, that's what it feels like. So I'm gonna draw some bubbles. How do you? Oh man, I have the best time drawing actual bubbles. You guys ever just like draw like SpongeBob bubbles? I have like the best time drawing those like little bubbles. So this is where it gets tricky. This is how I draw my bubbles. Clearly it's dripping like crazy, but it's just the point is just to feel your body, your inner body. And you know, there's a shit ton of helpful information about that on the internet. That's you know, just go search that. The benefits of feeling your inner body. Magic for Susan. Now, usually I use like a pink or a purple. These are pens. These may not even work right now, but whatever. We're just playing. So, oh, yeah, that's a little bit. That's not doing shit. We're gonna go with maybe this will go. Oh yeah, it's kind of. Ooh, it's kind of purplish. If I feather it off, maybe. cool. And like I said, it doesn't need to be perfect. That's not the point. The point is to feel your body, right? And I know what this is. Like, I know that there are bubbles floating, right? Right, and that's all that really matters. So, moving up. Now we're in the genital area, and you can't not present it, right? It is a part of your body. It's part of who you are. That's where a lot of your creativity comes from, and your playfulness, and all these other things. So I don't think you shouldn't talk about it, or you shouldn't, like I said, put it on there somewhere. Maybe you don't have to be flashy about it. I think it's important to be able to show that, or at least draw it, and not be afraid of it. Courage. And I think I'm just gonna do actually little rings around his finger. Where's me orange? Like I said, I hope to God this is working. I just got this mic, so I'm gonna be pissed off. What up, Tabby Jones? Is that a bunny? No, that's a peace sign. Hey, buddy. Coloring. Coloring for Susan. You see that? You can totally see it. I wonder if people like come into this like some big ass gash in his wrist. That, my friend, is my knees, actually. Long story. If you're here at 9, I would explain, but basically, my body, starting from the ground up, right? So feet, shins, kneecaps, thighs, genital area, and we're moving up the body, basically. It's basically Google body mapping, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I didn't want to use a body, because sometimes you have to draw a body and then connect the two, but I'm just lazy. I'd rather just be playful with it. That is dark though. Thank you for pointing that out. I didn't connect the two. Very dark, but it wasn't meant like that. Whatever. I don't care. It's art. So cool. This great. Now, does it need anything in the rings? Take a second. I don't think so. At least not for now. Like I said, when I do these things, like I do one pass and then I go in and do details after to really get in and be like, move that stuck energy, basically. Okay, so here, now we're in the belly button area. Cool. Do I have a Posca blue? Oh, here it is. I was like, I lost my blue. Use water to blend after. No, I do not. I don't. It's kind of whatever calls to me. And the focus is not really about what comes out. It's you using this as a map for your body, basically. Like I said earlier, you're usually using just like a head and like a stick figure, basically. And you're trying to use that as your body, like a reflection of your body. Anyway, stuck energy, and I highly recommend just Googling body mapping, and it'll make sense. So over here, belly button time. Usually, you know, and I didn't even realize about my belly button, my belly button power until recently. Only when I started doing all these weird drawings of mine, like, did I realize, I'm like, man, I have a lot of stuck energy in my belly button. And it's important to explore. All right, show cameras, both cameras. Puddle, shins, knees, thighs, genital area, belly button. So we're moving up the body, right? So belly button has a lot of power for me, and then you go up to the navel area, and said, you what does that feel like? You know, that's every time you get to each spot, I kind of use the chakras as, okay, these are like the points I really have to hit basically. And like I said, you just kind of move up the body, see how it feels, you know, and the point is to feel your entire inner body while doing art. Okay, so this. Now we just do the knuckles. The knuckles are probably going to be, ooh, look at this caca brown color. Gold. Ooh, gold, boys. Cool. All right. Ooh, that is nice. Ooh, that is really nice. I love that color, man. Gold sometimes surprises you. Sometimes you're like, underrated. Let's just see that. Cool. This one you can't see since it's under his hand. And also I'm like teaching art as well. Like, you know, sometimes, you know, if this hand is over this other hand, you would never draw under what's under it, basically. Like, teach both art and personal development. We're gonna get there. We're gonna do it. If it's not already happening. I think that's good for me. It's doing it. It's getting its job done, right? So now we're gonna go over here. This is gonna be dark green, Posca dark green. Yeah, so many cameras, Jesus. Here, everybody can see this. Okay, great. This clearly stands for your heart. We're at my heart now. What if my heart feels like, right? Oh, there we go. Oh, It's very, very light, but like I said, it needs to be explored. So, and this for me is such a hard feeling to feel. Yeah, you can see that, right? Cool. Yeah, so that's the heart. Let me go back to everything and get centered. How about that? Give me a sec. Okay, cool. So like letting go, right? We're back on the topic of letting go. Like I said, it's a feeling, and that's basically what we're doing. Kind of just going up the body, letting go, and trying to do our best to feel what's inside. Yeah, I think that's good. It's kind of hitting all the points. It's never, like I said, the heart is always like a very, very subtle touch. It's not like splash, you know, you don't punch it, right? You're just like barely touching it. So when you try to feel it, you have to be like super like just gentle with it. All these other ones will come kind of like almost like heat in your body. So that one, like I said, that maybe I just don't know how to use it yet, figuring it out. But if I just follow the heat, there's something there. See, I think, you know, if I just follow the heat in my body, you know, I think it definitely helps. So, hey, look at that. See, I learned something new today. Okay, so now we're moving up. Now we're moving into the throat chakra. And I only use those anchoring sections, the chakras, as like anchored. If I can't feel my feet that day, or I can't feel my shins or knees or whatever it is, I use, okay, well, I know what my root chakra feels like, and that is like the heaviest energy that you can feel, basically. So then you go there, that's like your center points, and then like I said, that's kind of where you can start if you don't know where to start. So heart, now throat. Cool. This throat. I guess we can go to fingernails. Yeah, fuck it. Okay. I think I'm gonna color them in. Yeah. Yeah. Take it easy. Holy hell. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. And sometimes also like it could be possibly, sorry, this is like I guess a personal development tip. Sometimes what I've been catching is like, okay, my art side is a lot more active than my left side. Right is your creative side, and left is your business or more technical side. And that was a little bit, it's been out of balance for a long time, but I'm finally getting to the point where everything is back to balance. And now you're able to play with both sides, right? You're no longer just creating, but you're also like fucking business savvy, like technical person. Balance. And half the battle is literally just showing up. That's it, literally. If you really do love what you know, if you really love what you do, then the rest is easy. Like, you're just showing up to something that you love. And like I said, it will keep growing, and it has been growing. And I think thank you for that. As this gets bigger and bigger and bigger, whatever it is, I do appreciate it. And we're one day at a time, right? Just show up, and we make magic. I like it. Okay, so that was the throat chakra. Now we're moving on to the third eye, man. Excuse me as I open my seltzer. I tried new seltzer today. Hibiscus. No, I had watermelon today, but this is all they had at Costco. So, okay. So third eye, basically. See, like, I'm sometimes like, you know, even as an artist, you can get surprised too, when you're just like, surprise yourself, where you're just like, oh, you know, that is actually fucking pretty cool, or like clever or exciting. So, you know, don't ever think like you've seen it all, because like there's little moments here and there all the time. So cool. So that's the third eye. And like I said, now we can go to the crown, sucker. So the crown, I think I want to make it like just, I don't know, let me think. That is random as hell, but I'm digging it. That is very interesting. Cool. Dig it. I can dig it for sure. Guess I'll put one right here. Okay, so that was my first pass. Alright, that was my first pass. So now I have to do like a more detailed fine cone, because now you set the basis for, you kind of set up your basis like, okay, now this is my feet, and now you work your way up all the way to the crown. Let's dance. Let me show camera. Cool. This is someone did point this out right now in live chat, and I'm like, it does look like that, but I don't know, this is how my knees felt. Yeah, we'll start at the bottom. Let's use some black. So I've always as I say sorry to my cardboard. So I've always noticed that I do like just, my wife hates it that I do this. She's like, why don't you ever color like the background, whatever? And I'm like, cause I don't know. It's like, I like white. You know, I like if I could just do black and white, I probably would. Oh, I like balance. So it's like, I have black, white, and color. It's like, you know, I think I do it tastefully. Okay, so feet, right? Feet. You know, sometimes, okay, there's not much in here, but now you kind of work your way up. Sometimes it's not like dramatic too. It's not like, rah! You know, sometimes you have to be lighter with your body. And, you know, I think that, yeah, I mean, that's, you know, I think that I'm hard on myself enough to justify me draw more nicer color. Okay, so moving up to the knees. This is the knees. Like I almost want to put, cool. Then the thighs, right? Thighs, thighs I always do a tapping technique that, you know, just like that. And I told you before, it feels like bubbles, right? These are supposed to be bubbles to resemble bubbliness. You know, they feel buoyant, they feel bouncy, and so just keep going through it, right? Because you never know what you're gonna get at the end, you know. And it doesn't really matter what you get at the end because it's more like I used to call this a brain dump, but it's like a journal, right? Your daily journal. Yeah, what comes out doesn't really matter to me. I'm like, whatever, you know. It's trash to me. Once it's like out, it's like no longer mine. It's like not trash, but it's like, yeah, it's just out. You know, it's done. Okay, so, I feel a little bit something here. Oh, okay. All right, close. I almost forgot the knuckles. Oh, that's nice. The belly button. Yeah, I'm just kind of moving up my body right now. Oh, sorry, I'm at the heart. It's just feeling very, you know, just soft. Okay, now moving up to the third eye. All right, this is the heart from the throat. Nails or throat are my representation. I'm just trying to soften my, you know, that's the whole point of letting go, right? Like letting go and this feeling of, I don't know how to explain it. Like it's just, you want control, but you also want to let go too, right? You don't want to be out of control, but you do want to let go to some degree, and finding that equilibrium back to balance in a certain feeling is probably the best thing you could do for yourself. And this is how you do it. Throat. That all feels good to me. Then third eye. Cool. Third eye is good. And then the crown chakra. Right? Cool. Now I feel totally balanced and in line, right? And I barely had to do anything. Like imagine just doing this every day, or I mean every day would be ideal, right? Because wouldn't you journal every day? This is technically my form of journaling. I would probably do it in a smaller style, but yeah. So maybe I'll start doing that more. I'm gonna start trying to doing some type of like Instagram live of me just drawing these things out and explaining them, you know, because the best thing to learn something is just by repeating it, right? So I'm hoping if I say it enough times, I may help shit. My goal is to get to thousands, right? To save thousands or give value or help thousands of people, right? But even if I'm just helping one person today, then I'm cool, man. Like I did my art and I helped one person, I'm fucking good. Yeah, I think that's it. It was a good day. Letting go, main topic. And it is hard, like, but like I said, through this, things like this, somatic art, I think that you can just become a little bit better. That's it. Cool. Let me do my name on this. Cool. So she wrote, boys. Yeah. That's it. Cool.